So we said that this is not really the best way to present or to look at this data set, the way that we have looked at it. Okay. So what we did the last time we met was we created this chart, which is this one here, the clustered bar chart. And we just picked this visual, dragged the product name and the sales, the amount it was before discount. Because we are now looking at the time, how much was this product at this time, what was it at another time. That's what we're looking at. So far we are just doing more of a price analysis, basically, to be honest, not really actually sales yet. Okay. So, but what we did was in this slicer, this is a slicer for filtering. We put month and year, okay, which meant that for the dates that we want to use and filter, we came to these and picked one by one. Okay, and I said that was not really the best, an efficient way, a time-consuming way is the way we've done now. What could have been done better was to bring the actual dates, okay? So if we had brought the actual dates instead of month and year, so I'll remove the month and year and bring the dates, okay? And again, this we'll change the layout. We do the same for this. Instead of month and year, let's use dates. So that way it becomes easier to use this filter here to choose the dates that we need. Okay, instead of going, I need 1st of January, 2nd of January, you know, the way we did with month and year, we could easily come here using this filter pane here to choose the dates that we need, which would be every day before April of 1997 is what we want here, okay? And the later days are what we want here, okay? Within your filters, you have different, let's talk about this filter for very quickly. One of the ways to filter through your visuals is using your slicers, okay? Because then if I choose 1st of January, it brings which if there was any product at all that was bought. As we can see, no product was bought at all. Last week, we conditioned these slicers to in such a way that the blue works with the blue and this brown one works with the brown. That's why we had no reaction when we picked on this, okay? And on 6th of January, I don't think there was anything for January at all. But if we look at, okay, if we are saying that we need to filter, okay, I was explaining about filtering in Power BI. So slicers you can use to filter your visuals. But another way to filter is using this filter pane here, which we can collapse and expand like the rest of them here, okay? So how does that work? If I click out first, we have different levels of filtering. You have filter on this. Right now, I'm not picking anything. You have filter on this page. That is anything any field that you drag here would filter on the whole page. It won't be for just one specific visual. And if filter on all pages, any field you drag here and condition will filter every other page that you have within your report. But when you start to click on a particular visual like this slicer now, then there's something changed, okay? We now have filter on this visual because we've picked a particular visual, okay? And there's different types of filtering. The very first one is called basic filtering, where you can select and unselect, you know, any content. Say, for example, I only want this first date in my slicer. I pick that, and that's all I would have displayed, you know. And if I want to another one and another one, okay. So that's how this works, okay. Let me undo that. Let's say I come on this visual, okay. You see that each time you click on a visual, the field is already, or any of the fields you use to make that filter is already here as part of filters on this visual, the filters that you can use on this visual, okay? So let's say I don't want to see all of the products. There's a few products that I actually want to see and not all. Okay, again, like we saw earlier, basic filtering. Okay, select all means I want all, or I just want to see a few. Okay, I can scroll up and down and here and there to look at the few ones, you know, that I want. That's how basic filtering works. Okay, but apart from basic filtering, we also have, let me go back to my dates visual. If we click the drop down here, we have other types of filtering that we can use. Basic filtering being the first one that we saw. Because we are working with a date field within that slicer, it picked relative dates. Okay, is there a relative date? Okay, maybe after picking relative dates, the next step, it says show items when the value is. If I click on that, am I looking for values that are in the last, maybe last 1 month, last 2 months, last 10 years? Okay, it's in the last, so, or it's in this, or it's in the next. Okay, so if I pick it's in the last, maybe last 10, so I put it 10 now. It could be 10 days. Am I looking for 10 days? If I pick 10 days and I apply the filter, you see, because all the dates we have in these data sets are 97, 96, 98. There's no date in the last 10 days there. And that's why everything disappeared. Okay, but that's how to use that. If I want to say it's in the last 10 years or 10 weeks, we still won't have it, you know, because 90 something is really far away. Okay, it's in the last 10 calendar weeks. Apply. We still don't have anything. It's in the last 10 months, we still won't get anything with that. Okay, it's in the last 10 years, we still won't get anything. Let's change this to it's in the last maybe 23 years. Would that be right? Or 25 years? And there's also something that's checked is include today. That's if today is part of the data. Okay. 96 to now will be how many years? So 96, 2006, 2016. Oh, somebody has grown older. 96, 2006, 2016, that's 20.
31 years.
30, wow.
One.
Thank you, sir. So 31 is in the last 31 years, apply filter. And now we have the 96 dates, I believe. So only, and I think we'll have everything because 96 was the earliest, 96, 97, 98, all of those.
Oh, sorry, I gave you the wrong answer. It should be 29 because yes, 29.
You did, but it still
29.
worked. It still worked. So but the gist of it is just to teach us how relative date works. Okay, so sometimes you may need your slicer or your data set every time to always show the last 1 month of your data. Okay, you don't need it to show if you are in May, you only need it to show whatever dates now, 30 days to today. Okay, if you are including today. Okay, sometimes that's what you are required to do, or it's in the last 1 year if you only want to show annual, data for that page. But that's where you get to do, to condition that like that. And we have relative time, and for relative time, it's in the last next and, minutes and hours, because that saves time. But it works the same way anyway. Okay. And then we have the top N. Maybe you want the top, just like any top 10, top 20, top 30, works. So if I say I just want the top 40 by value, okay, by what value? Maybe I bring the dates field here, okay, and it's still giving me options. Is it the earliest date or the latest, or I want to count or whatever? Okay, what do I mean by top 40? Is it top 40 as in from the lowest date, then 40 of it, or from the latest dates, 40 of it? Okay, so if I say latest, we will be having more of 98 data sets, within that data set. But that's because, again, that's date. If I were to use it on a visual like this, okay, we've seen how basic filtering works. But top watched, maybe I want to look at the top 10 by what value? Maybe by sales, by the total sales that they have. Okay, this sales before discount is what I'll still drag in. So I want to see what are my top, and those are the top 10 according to, then we have the advanced. Let me undo that filter, and let's undo this filter as well. Eraser to clear the filter out. And then we come back here. If we are not using the top one, we are using advanced filtering. Okay, sometimes you want to use advanced filtering to say, show items when the value contains, okay, maybe I'm being asked to produce a report for our products that start with C or CH. I see a couple of C's here, okay? So show items when the value contains, does not contain, start with, is a kind of conditional filtering, that is doing here. Is blank, is not blank, is empty, and so on. Let's say I want to say it contains the letter CH. And contains means even if the CH is in the middle, it would bring it, because it's not, I'm not saying it begins with, I'm just saying it contains. If I only want it for it starts with, then it will be this start with that I do. Let's see what it brings for begins with CH. And if there's more conditions that I want to add here, I can do that, but not right now. And see, we can see CH right at the top there. Those are even beginning, but we have CH in the middle for this one. CH towards the end for this one. I'm sure it's somewhere here. Yeah, chowder is part of the name for this, so we can see CH there. CH right here. And can we see, yeah, in the manchego, we can see CH there. We see CH right at the tail end here as well. And there's CH at the top here, and chocolate has got CH, you see. So that's one way to use that. If I was going to say it starts with, you see that it will take out a few of these and just give us those that are starting with CH. Now, this you can use any way that it helps you, okay? Any way that it helps you. That's how to use advanced filtering, okay? Let's see for date value, how advanced would work. Let's clear this out first. Okay, filter on this visual. We have looked at top for this, all of the relatives. I want to see what advanced is. For dates field, dates slicer, it says show items when the value is. Apart from is, we also have is not, is after, is on or after. Or maybe it's a particular date that I'm after for this report, or not a particular date, or after a certain period, or is on or after that certain period. That is, I want that particular date with it as well. Maybe it's before, you know. So I think this would help us to achieve what we want to achieve with this. Okay, because for the few sets that we looked at, we could see that price changes happened just before the April 1st of 1997. So we can come here and say the date we want to see here is the only date we need for this is date that's before. So is before, is before, then we put the date. So it's before 01, 04, 1997. Okay, so if I apply that filter, we will easily see, and I'm going to change the layout of this to the drop down so that we can easily look at what we are doing. Okay, this setting that I used here is not really right for what we are currently trying to achieve. So under slicer settings, we were using tile. Okay, but I'm going to say drop down. Okay, so with the drop down, we can pick dates like that. Okay, you can scroll down, and these dates, if we scroll down, easily scroll down now, we see that the last date we now have here is 31st of March, 1997. Can you see? That's the date before 1st of April, 1997. Okay, so we have the right set of date for that. And we are going to change this to drop down as well. Okay, now at the moment we have every date, 1996, all of it, up to the end of the data here. But if we come to filter and we pick advanced filtering, now we can say is after that last dates on that one. So that's 103 20, no, not 20, 1997. That's 103 1997. Okay. And so if we look at here, we won't be having all the 96 anymore. Okay. So now we have the dates we believe, from the way we have perused the data so far, the dates we believe price changes happened, you know, is between this set of dates here and the set of dates here. So that way we can go back into our data sets, not necessarily actually. So if we go on and pick, let me see if I can pick select all. No, I want to be able to select all. So let's go back into the settings here. And okay, it should be this one. Selection, okay. So it's multi-selection, should they select all? Okay. Oh, I'm doing that for the, okay, actually I need it for that one as well. I wanted to do it for this, so select all option. So if I go in now, instead of picking one by one, I can easily select all of these dates, you know. If I unselect all, what happens? Okay. Did we use, did we use this to apply the filter before? If I need all of January, let me see if I can. Just a second. If I can pick a few dates together. say up to here. Oh, it's not working like that. Okay. Okay. Select all gives that here. And select, I'm trying to see if I'm doing this the right way or if I should just. So if we look at Alison Morton here, what's the product 1 and 2? The 3 or 4 products that we looked at, let's go and look for their names, or let's bring them, actually, yes, let's bring the products ID as part of, let's bring it in as part of the slicer as well, because that's what we used before. We're just trying to validate that what we are doing is right. So slicer is what I need, that one, the new one in the middle, and I just need product ID in it. Okay, so this is the setting that is giving us what I need. Another setting, which is we don't want the in between, we want the drop down for it as well. Drop down, and I want to be able to do the select all option. Okay, so this way, if we pick product 1, we did see product 1. Okay. I think I'm going to need, okay, some of the sum we have, sum of sales before discount for product 1 here within this date set, you know, is 14,227. But here is also 14,247. I don't think this slicer, the way I've done this slicer works. I think we should actually filter, you know, let me remove this. I think we should actually filter directly. So remove filter, remove filter. I'm going to delete these slicers and actually filter our product itself, the way we have done the filters, the filterings rather. Okay, so let's remove this first. Remove this first as well. You see, as you keep getting the work done, you will see if the logic you are trying to use is actually portraying what you're trying to portray or not, and you'll see if there's need to retrace. Okay, so what I now want to do is bring the date field. I want to filter on this visual. Under filter on this visual, we already have product name, the sales before discount, but we can add more fields here. Okay, remember we are not using filter on this page. I'm needing to filter on each of the filter or each of the visuals. Okay, so while I've clicked on these, I'm going to go on to the date, drag the date in here. Now use advanced filtering to say that is before 1st of April 01/04 1997. So hopefully this would, we saw a bit of change there, didn't we? So this filtered, so any prices we have here are the prices that are before the financial year of 97. Okay, then we come here and do the same. We drag the date field into filter on this visual. Let's use advanced filtering again. And this time we'll say after the last day in March, 31/03/1997. Okay, and we can apply filter, and that's also, we could see the changes in the filters. Let's do a little bit of cleaning up on these visuals. Okay, we can maintain the colors. But it would be nice to go into the paintbrush, okay? Under y-axis, which is the one that runs from up to down, that's our y-axis. What can we do? Okay, I think we can make those letters a bit bigger and maybe change this to Arial. I normally work in Arial. You can work in anything that's comfortable. That looks better. Gray color on white, it's not really popping, so I'll change that to black. Okay, let's see if we bolden it, if that's not too much. I don't think it's too much. I think it just helps to showcase that more properly. Okay, and the same goes for this as well. Let's do the same thing here very quickly. Arial, I think I pressed this once or twice. Bolden it, change it to black. Okay. Yeah, 11, just for consistency. Okay, now the title doesn't work anymore with what we've done so far and the filtering. What we are showing here is products sales. Product sales before discount for. So let's reason how this title should look like in a better way. Before we go to title, actually, we've done something with the y-axis. While we are on the y-axis, okay, everybody knows these are our products. So to create more space, I'll remove this y-axis title, which says product name, because the product name will be reflected in our title anyway. Okay, so under y-axis, we still have title. I'll take that title off. Okay, so we have more space to work with or to play around with. I think that's all for that. And then we go into the x-axis, okay, and we do the same in terms of removing. We know the numbers we have it there are numbers that are for sales, so no need to have the title. I'll change that to Arial as well. The same 11 that we used before, bolden it and make it black. Okay. Those values we can do more with. Display units. Okay, the way these values have been displayed, it says auto. Do we want to say none and just yes, instead of 20K, I like to see figures like this. Okay, what else? The grid lines can go. Grid lines can go, both vertical and horizontal grid lines can go. Okay, and the same would go for this as well. So grid lines, off you go. Okay, so grid lines, getting rid of grid lines for me just makes the title can go for x-axis. It just makes sure I have a clean slate that I'm working with. Okay, let's remove this for this as well. I don't want to copy and paste the formatting because of the colors that are different. That's why we are doing this for this one by one as well. If not for the color of the bars that need to be different, I'll just copy and paste what we did for the first visual onto the next so that we are not repeating and wasting time. Okay, so yes, that's looking all right, except for the titles, of course. Now, I need an input, so I need some input from us. So what we're showing with this is sales price of not sales, yeah, the sales price or the sales we got, the amount we got for this product before 1997 tax year, 97, 98 tax year. Okay, so how do we coin this title to reflect that for this visual? Let me have some ideas from you, please. Please, let's unmute and help me out.
Sorry, can you repeat the question again?
Yeah, so we need to give this a title, a more befitting title than sum of sales before discount by product name. That's not the title we want. we need the title to reflect that we have filtered this for before the tax year of 97/98, because this is for before April or April 97. Okay, so we need it we need our title to reflect that. How do we do it?
So will it be sales before tax or sales without discount?
Sales before discount is what this is normally, isn't it? So we'll still we'll still retain sales before discount, but we want it to reflect that we are only showing this sales before discount. They can see this is product anyway. Okay, so maybe we can say pre 97,
prior to discount. Okay, prior to tax year.
98 tax year. Something like that. Okay, so this we can change to Arial as well, just for consistency. You can decide to give it, let's put in the middle, let's bolden it because it's title. What else? We can give it a background color, maybe that, and change the text to white. That's just me playing around. Okay, something like that. So sales before discount, and we can put that pre whatever in a bracket. I think we can put the pre. Will I be able to use this? Yeah, fine, I can. Good. So let's put that in a bracket. So, and this would be almost the same thing, just so what do we say for this one then? So we just remove the pre, isn't it? Sales before discount. Post, no, not post. Exactly that tax year, isn't it? 97/98. Am I right or wrong, though? What do we think? Okay,
I think you should add 4.
4, okay. Okay. Should we put 4 for this one as well? No, it wouldn't sound. For 97/98 tax year, I think we still need to change this to Arial, bring it to the middle like we have for the other one. Text color white, but background gray. Okay, and we have it bold on that side, so we can have it bold here too. Okay, and again, just for consistency here as well, slicer header is on, so we can have Arials. This part of Power BI is normally time consuming, but it's just you doing, just fine tuning the actual work. It's not like we've done the actual work, to be honest. But let's look at product 1, 2, 3, 4 that we checked earlier before. I need to remove product name from here. If we start with this alone, now we had, you see, now we have a better result. For before 97/98, this was how much we had on it, 2,505. Okay, that's all we made on it. Okay, and we know that the price, again, it would be nice to probably have the unit price for each of these periods. What do you think? If we bring the unit price for on here and unit price on here, so we can see how the prices changed. Here we made 11,772 for this tax year. Here we made 2,505. Could that be due to quantity as well? These are the questions that start to come to mind. Is it just about the quantity, or because our price then was really low? Okay, so what that tells me then is I need something to give us further information. Do I want to display maybe a card visual that gives the unit price for each of these products for the different periods? Okay, so we can easily see that, okay, this was how much we were selling it at this before 97, and then after that we started selling it for this. Then we start questioning, do I need to then bring in or navigate us to a page that will show us how much quantity was bought during these different periods? Okay, so those would be the next line of action to think of. Okay, and product 2, we had 6,000 before during the 96, 97 year, but here we have double the price. Okay, so that's how that is currently looking. If we were to go by the suggestion that I'm trying to make, let's click out, and we have a card visual on this side, you know, something small. Okay, again, we'll make sure this is interacting with only this part, this side, and another one that would be interacting with only this side as well, you know. So this could be for maybe management, maybe like the sales manager or someone like that, who just needs this sort of information around how we've done. Who knows? Okay, but so let's see how this would work. Unit price is on, yes, we have unit price on here. So if I bring unit price here, and I bring unit price here as well, well, should I be bringing it from, no, let me bring it from, so that we have good interaction. Let me bring it from the others table. We do have unit price here, don't we? Yes, we do. So I'll put that there. You see that we have a bit of difference. Unit price and unit price, they should both be the same for now, until we condition this to the kind of conditioning we put here. Let's put it here as well and see. There's no guarantee that what we're currently doing would finally work, but we are guaranteed to find out. Okay, if what the picture you have in your head to try and achieve, if at the end of the day it's not really what it is, then we backtrack and find a better way, you know, to do it. So on this visual, we are using advanced filtering, and we are saying that this would be before 0104 1997. Okay. And this will be after we bring this in again, advanced filtering. And this will be after 31 03 1997. Let's see what figure that gives us. Okay. All right, so we can see this says sum of unit price, but I'm just going to leave it as unit price because it is going to be working per product now. Okay, so if we come here, the call out label, I wish I can change that. I can. Okay. You know, because of time, we won't do that now. We'll look to give it a title that would speak to what I want, and we'll remove this. I just want you to read unit price on here as title. Yeah. So unit price. Okay, as title. I need that to be Arial. Okay, bold. I need it to be in the middle. Probably the same thing that we have done before. And text, the white text. Okay, and I need the label to go. Call out label to go, that bottom one. And I can copy everything that's been done here, format painter, and do the same here. Why is it not copying the top bits? Okay, it's not because I've not put a title here for this one. Okay, so unit price as well. All right, gotcha. Okay, so what we then intend to do is to ensure that this, we need to edit interaction, that this is interacting with only this, and of course the product ID, and this is interacting only with this. And we saw that under, was it under format? So edit interaction. I can't see. I can't see it's showing me. Okay. Okay. All right, I see. Edit interaction. Edit interaction. Do these cards not edit interaction? This is interesting. Okay, let's see how this works out if we choose just product one. Okay, now it's giving me the total, it's summing up all the unit price. But I want just one unit price. And you can see here, it says sum. Okay, we are going to finish in a second, please. Okay, so maybe I want to say don't show value as no calculation, no. Wage minimum, maximum, variance middle. Okay, I think I'm going to give us this as a homework. Okay, we don't want this to be summed up. Okay, because it's summing every of the prices up together. Okay, so how can we think around the best way to actually show this as just the unit price for one, and not it summing up all the unit prices? What he's going to do is, you know, the way we were looking at each product and seeing maybe £14.40, like 3 or 4 of it. What is done here is summed up all of those unit prices for the different rows that are showing there, that are there. So what can we do to ensure that we only pick one price, okay, and we don't come out summing? Okay, so I'll be happy if we can okay, that's one way to do it. Minimum. So this is exactly what I want us to get, not minimum. I put minimum, but we know that each of those prices are actually the same, so it wouldn't matter. But even if we put maximum, it will still be the same. Let me change that to maximum and see. Okay, so you see that it doesn't change. So I was asking us to do this as homework, and I'm still solving it for us. If we put that as maximum, you know, so that's one way to do a quick shortcut around how you showcase this. the prices. Then if we look at product 2, okay, during this period, unit price was £15.20. It increased to 90, you know, and we can see the total that we got for it in that period and the total that we finally got for it in this period. Okay. And very quickly, product, and these are what we saw in those tables when we were looking, singly looking at this, each of these different products. So it's like each and every one of, we did up to products 6 or 7, okay, but we see more now, okay. So this is a good way to present. Oh, one product was actually that expensive. This is a good way to you know, showcase to members of the senior management as to price action, price analysis or price action, how it's been over time and how it's been over time and how it has reflected on the sales that we've done prior and after we had that change. Okay, it's like a quick high-level reporting. So they can't be going through all the tables, but just seeing this at a glance shows it to them. And you can just put an instruction there somewhere to say, you know, filter this by picking each of the product that you want to see, okay, to reflect, you know, how price action has been and how it has affected our sales over time. Do we have any question quickly? Is there anybody that's lost at this point?